This video is brought to you by Card Kingdom. Become a legendary supporter of the show by ordering your Commander Legends cards from cardkingdom.com. Hey everyone, Kaldheim spoilers have begun trickling in, and oh boy was there a spicy reveal today. Everyone meet Magda, Brazen Outlaw. Magda is a legendary creature, a dwarf berserker that costs 1 in a red, so 2 mana total, and it comes with 3 abilities. The first ability says other dwarves you control get +1/+0. The second ability says whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. And the third ability says sacrifice 5 treasures to search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Magda is jam-packed with value at just 2 converted mana costs, and there's a lot to unpack here, so let's go over everything. First and foremost, she's an absolutely incredible dwarf tribal support card, giving all other dwarves a nice power boost along with generating treasure tokens whenever they tap. Keep in mind that this just requires tapping, not necessarily attacking, which makes it much more flexible as you can tap dwarves other ways as well. You'll still make treasure tokens when activating Dwarven Blast Miner to blow up a land, or Dwarven Blood Boiler to give a creature a power boost. But most importantly, it works with piloting vehicles, which are making a return in Kaldheim, like Gilded Assault Cart, and have been a sub-theme for dwarves in the past in Kaladesh. So the flexibility in how you generate these treasure tokens is amazing and much appreciated in Dwarf Tribal. And Magda's treasure generating ability ties well to her final ability, sacrificing 5 treasure tokens to search your library for an artifact or dragon card and put it directly onto the battlefield. Not your hand, the battlefield. Holy crap, is this a strong ability. The flexibility here is insane, letting you cash in just 5 treasure tokens for something like Blightsteel Colossus or Balefire Dragon. Red is also fantastic at generating treasure tokens outside of Magda as well, like the Commander All-Star Dockside Extortionist or Brass's Bounty. Now we have even more uses for all these treasure tokens. Absolutely incredible. And of course, one big thing I have to highlight is the combo potential between Magda and one of the most notorious combo cards in Commander, Aggravated Assault. Tapping 5 dwarves will generate 5 treasure tokens, which you can then cash in to pay for Aggravated Assault's ability, untapping all your creatures and get an extra combat step. This yields infinite untaps and infinite combat steps. If you tap 6 or more dwarves, then you're actually gaining treasures in the process, which yields infinite treasure tokens and infinite mana, letting you tutor infinite artifacts and dragon cards from the deck with Magda. Expect this enchantment's price to be aggravated very soon. So Magda is incredibly powerful, but the question is, where do we put her? What home does she go into? Well, I see at least 3 immediate homes for Magda. The first is putting her at the helm of her own mono-red dwarves deck. Magda is by far the strongest dwarf tribal support card ever printed and costs a mere 2 mana, making her the best candidate to lead a dwarf deck. The only downside to running her in the command zone is that dwarves are a relatively weak tribe without a lot of support. So while your commander will do a lot of the heavy lifting to make the deck function, your card pool is a bit lackluster. However, if Kaldheim brings a lot of great new staples to the tribe, then this can be an excellent route to use her. In my opinion, however, an even better home for Magda would be the other best dwarf tribal leader, Dipala Pilot Exemplar. Dipala is a fantastic supporter of both dwarves and vehicles, 2 interwoven archetypes back in Kaladesh which seem to once again be connected in Kaldheim. The main difference is that instead of generating mana and tutoring like Magda does, Dipala acts as a card advantage engine, letting you sink mana into her ability to refill your hand with dwarves and vehicles. The other huge perk about picking Dipala as a commander is you get access to white. drastically increasing your card pool and adding even more powerful dwarves like Durgar Hedgemage and Sram Senior Edificer. I've long been in love with Dapala ever since she first was released years ago, but she has always come up short on the polls when choosing which budget brew to cover. But once Magda is released, I won't ask the viewers this time. I guarantee you I'll be jamming a Dapala deck at the first opportunity. But as much as I love Dapala, there's a deck that I'm even more excited to run Magda in. Tribal is a deck that uses a bunch of changelings like Mirror Entity to take advantage of all tribal support cards. It's a super open-ended archetype that lets you mix and match hundreds of potential tribal support cards from as many tribes as you want, ideally focusing on specific sub-archetypes. I've recently done an exhaustive primer on Tribal last year, focusing specifically on how to build a combat version and a tap-untap shenanigans version. Tribal is my pride and joy, the primer and deck that I am by far the most proud of creating. And Magda, Brazen Outlaw is an all-star in both the combat and tap-untap versions of Tribal. Attacking or tapping with changelings, aka dwarves, yields tons of treasure tokens which can then be used for ramp or tutoring any artifact or dragon card in the deck. Also keep in mind that dragon cards include changeling cards like Morophon the Boundless, or even changeling tribal cards like Crib Swap. My personal deck runs the Dragon as the commander, so Magda can even tutor up Hellkite Courser, which then puts the Dragon directly into play. Absolutely insane value. So yeah, Magda is amazing. I can't wait to run her in both Tribal and Dapala decks, possibly even as the commander of her own deck as well, if Kaldheim brings enough mono red dwarf support cards. This is an incredible card, and I'm honestly surprised it's just 2 mana. It feels like a 3 or 4 mana card at the very least. And also, I love the showcase artwork. I love the frame, it's just really cool, and I can't wait to see more of the showcase cards in the future. So that wraps up Magda. I'll be back with another quick video in the future as more Kaldheim commander cards start showing up. So until next time, friends, see ya! Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, help us out by clicking the like button down below. And to keep up with the latest and greatest, make sure to click the subscribe button. And if you want to watch similar videos, click on the links appearing on screen right now.